From perilous mountain passes and hard-going highways to remote and rough off-the-beaten-track roads, strong nerves and superb driving skills are a must if you want to take on these tough trails. Here we've selected some incredible images of the world's scariest driving and cycling routes, suitable for the most daring adventurers. 3-level zigzag road, India. You'll get dizzy just looking at the 3-level zigzag road, allegedly the most zigzagging road in the world. Set in India's Sikkim state within the lower Himalayan mountains, the curvy road has a staggering amount of hairpin turns and sheer drops along the way too. It goes from the village of Juluk and climbs up the mountain to Thambi viewpoint, reaching an altitude of 11,200 feet. Hoang Lien Son Pass, Vietnam. You'll need a head for heights to tackle the high-altitude Hoang Lien Son Pass or Oki Ho. The famously dangerous but stunning mountain pass in northern Vietnam crosses between the two provinces of Lao Cai. It goes through the Hoang Lien Son mountain range, the highest in the country, with parts of the winding road reaching heights of 6,560 feet above sea level. As well as soaring views of the peaks and valleys, you can expect cloud cover and strong gusts of wind. James W. Dalton Highway, Alaska, USA. Made famous by the TV show Ice Road Truckers, the James W. Dalton Highway in the wilds of northern Alaska is one of the U.S. most deadly roads. Over its 414-mile stretch, the long and lonely gravel road presents a grueling drive with numerous perils in store for those who brave it: fog, snow, potholes, bears, thundering trucks and fatigue among them. Be sure to go prepared, as the highway has the longest stretch of unserviced road on the North American continent, 240 miles. Skipper's Road, Skipper's Canyon, New Zealand. An old hand-carved mining route, Skipper's Road offers those behind-the-wheel stunning scenery and scary driving. The 14.2-mile gravel road near Queenstown on New Zealand's South Island was built in 1888 to give mining companies access to the upper Shotover River, which the road overhangs in places. It's narrow, bendy and peppered with sheer drops. Unsurprisingly, rental cars are not usually insured to take on this daredevil drive, so go with a professional. Cross Island Highway, Taiwan. With terrifying drops down into Taroko Gorge, a gaping chasm carved out by the Liwu River in eastern Taiwan, the narrow and bendy Central Cross Island Highway that goes through Taroko National Park promises an electrifying drive. Sadly, part of the road is closed, including the twisting tunnel of 9 turns, due to earthquake and typhoon damage coupled with the expense of the route's upkeep. As well as sheer drops and hairpin curves, the road can be prone to rockfalls and heavy rain. Abano Pass, Georgia. Remote, majestic and really tricky to get to, the Tesheti region is located on the northern slopes of the Great Caucasus Mountains. The only way to get there is by taking on the treacherous Abano Pass, a narrow, steep, winding and unpaved mountain route leading from Pashvili up to the village of Omalo. As well as facing oncoming traffic, your drive could be hampered by mist and the odd waterfall flowing across the track. If you want to tackle this high-altitude drive, be sure to visit from late May to early October, as it's closed for the rest of the year. Mun Road, Hong Kong. If you're superstitious, you might want to avoid Tuen Mun Road, a major expressway in Hong Kong notorious for accidents. Some say it's haunted by the ghosts of those who have been killed along it, and it's these specters that cause frequent traffic incidents. Whether you believe that's true or not, the busy route is renowned for high traffic, narrow sections and blind spots, so proceed with caution. Highway, Jordan. Switchbacks, narrow sections, uneven surfaces, deadly heat and distracting views are all par for the course on a drive along the winding King's Highway, an ancient trading route traveling between Arabia and the Levant. The remote desert road clings alongside the Great Rift Valley and travels through some of Jordan's most jaw-dropping scenery. Although there's a quicker route, driving along the historic highway is a popular part of a trip for people traveling between Amman and Petra. Gila Pass, India. Drivers must contend with extreme weather conditions and an extremely narrow and steep route on this hazardous road between Ladakh and Kashmir in India, as well as strong winds and landslides. There are no barriers to prevent vehicles from plunging down the steep gorge. The pass, which climbs to 11,500 feet above sea level on the edge of the Himalayas, is part of National Highway 1, which goes between Srinagar and Leh. Stelvio Pass, Italy. When it comes to switchbacks, northern Italy's short but seriously steep and curvy Stelvio Pass takes some beating. At an elevation of 9,045 feet, the mountain pass lays claim to 60 hairpin turns across just 15 miles. It's a popular stretch for motorcycle and sports car enthusiasts looking for a challenge. North Yungas Road, Bolivia. There's good reason North Yungas Road is commonly known as Death Road. Before a newer and safer road was built between La Paz and Coroico, there were hundreds of deaths here a year. Bolivia's most formidable route is notorious for its many and inherent dangers. It's extremely narrow, has steep curves, and overhanging rocks. There are no guardrails to protect against the steep cliffside plunges, and landslides and tumbling rocks are commonplace. Add to that the road is now a hot spot for groups of cyclists. Kolyma Highway, Russia. Ominously known as the Road of Bones, the Kolyma Highway connects the isolated town of Magadan on the Pacific coast with Yakutsk, one of the coldest cities on Earth, in Far East Russia. Construction began in 1932, but its moniker remembers the thousands of Gulag prisoners who died finishing the road in the frigid tundra during Stalin's era in the 1950s. The highway goes through some of Siberia's harshest but most incredible scenery and is a punishing journey year-round. Although winter brings extreme weather, the road is more dangerous in summer due to rain and mud. Sichuan-Tibet Highway, China. Don't look down is the mantra to repeat as you navigate some of the most hair-raising sections of the Sichuan-Tibet Highway, which wriggles 1,367 miles from Chengdu to Lhasa. This precarious path is one of the world's highest roads but also one of the most incredible. It passes through snow-capped peaks, vast forested valleys, rushing rivers, glacial lakes and ancient monasteries. Expect plenty of sharp turns, sheer drops and adverse weather conditions if you drive in winter. La Pass, India. This extreme mountain pass in the Ladakh range to the north of Leh in the Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir is one of the highest drivable roads in the world, reaching heights of up to 17,582 feet. Not only that, but it's also extremely remote and rife with tortuous twists and turns. The Khardung La Pass is closed from October to May due to freezing temperatures and frequent whiteouts. Colorado State Highway 82, Colorado, USA. Independence Pass is the most infamous stretch of the risky road that goes through the Rocky Mountains in Aspen, soaring 12,100 feet above sea level with tight bends, steep drop-offs and single-lane tracks. This drive is not for the faint-hearted. Another particularly dizzying section takes drivers across the Royal Gorge Bridge, which stretches 955 feet above the Arkansas River. The route through Independence Pass closes in winter. 60. Chile. You need to be serious about skiing to take on the winding mountain road that takes you up to Portillo, a ski resort high in the Chilean Andes. Tackling the road's series of seemingly endless switchbacks is the only way up into the steep mountain. As well as motion sickness, heavy traffic and bad weather can also add to the road's challenges. Kallikratis to Kapsodasos Road, Crete, Greece. Taking a wrong turn onto this twisting and turning road in the mountains of southwest Crete will definitely kill your holiday vibe. It's steep, narrow and has a series of harrowing hairpin bends. The only upside, if you're in the passenger seat, is the incredible views you can enjoy of the beautiful island and blue sea beyond as you traverse along the edge of the Rocky Mountain face. Road, Australia. Striking through the stunning Kimberley Plateau in Western Australia, the 410-mile Gibb River Road is a tough but beguiling drive. A combination of unsealed and corrugated surfaces, vision-obscuring red dust and a series of floodways, creeks and river crossings make this remote road a no-go for non-experienced drivers. During the wet season it's impassable. Not to mention, if you happen to break down the searing heat, vast distances between facilities, and crocodiles will open up a whole host of new problems. Tunnel Road, China. It might be less than a mile, but driving along the terrifying Guoliang tunnel will feel like one of the longest drives in your life. The rocky tunnel was carved into China's Taihang Mountains by 13 villagers in the 1970s who wanted a link to the rest of the Huaxian, Xinjiang, Henan province of China. Previously, there had only been steep, narrow and dangerous stairs from Guoliang. Uneven and twisty, the tunnel has various windows where you can peer down the mountain, if you dare. The Grossglockner High Alpine Road, Austria. Snaking its way up into the heart of the Highwood National Park in Austria over 36 bends, the Grossglockner High Alpine Road is one of Europe's greatest driving roads for motorists that love a challenge. As well as contending with steep gradients, serpentine twists and dizzying heights, the road can become very busy with said pleasure drivers, especially at the height of summer. It's closed to traffic from November until May due to heavy snowfall. Highwood Pass, Canada. Highwood Pass in Alberta's Peter Lougheed Provincial Park is Canada's highest mountain road at 7,238 feet above sea level. As well as awesome views, drivers are in for a roller coaster ride as they navigate a series of hairpin switchbacks and sharp bends. The pass is closed from December to mid-June to protect the park's wildlife. Trollstigen, Norway. When it comes to dramatic landscapes, Norway has it covered. It's also got dramatic drives nailed too. Trollstigen is a beauty of a road, sending drivers around 11 hairpin bends as it climbs up to the summit of Stagora, 2,756 feet above sea level. The road passes through the mountain in sections and across the Stigfossen waterfall over a stone bridge. Be sure to visit the viewpoints at the top to gaze down the mountain at which you've achieved. Due to adverse weather, the road is closed in winter. Chesapeake Bay Bridge, Maryland, USA. You won't want to find yourself on this terrifying bridge in Maryland during bad weather. Stretching 4.3 miles across Chesapeake Bay, on stormy days cars are buffeted by strong winds as they make their way across the choppy water. Add to that poor visibility and the reassuring sight of land is often obscured. Some people are so scared of driving across Chesapeake Bay Bridge that there are dedicated taxi services to ferry people across in their own cars. Karakoram Highway, Pakistan and China. When it comes to challenging road trips, it's hard to beat a journey along the Karakoram Highway. The long-distance road connects China and Pakistan across the Karakoram mountain range. With high elevations, tight bends, precipitous drops and a risk of landslides, flooding and heavy snowfalls to boot, you're in for one white-knuckle ride. But the scenery is out of this world. Meadows Road, Pakistan. If that's not quite tough enough for you, take a detour along the Meadows Road, or Nanga Parbat Pass, which goes off the Karakoram Highway in Pakistan's Gilgit-Baltistan region. The steep, gravelly and extremely narrow mountain road leads up to the village of Toto at the base of Nanga Parbat Mountain. There are no barriers, so one wrong move could be disastrous. The 99 Bend Road to Heaven, China. This spectacular road in the Tianmen Mountain National Park is as beautiful as it is deadly. Snaking around the Tianmen Mountain, Heaven Gate Mountain, for 7 miles, it boasts 99 nerve-wracking bends as well as plenty of precipitous drops. Unsurprisingly, driving up the hair-raising road in China's Hunan province has become a big tourist draw.